the gift of a divine intellect. Now, let's understand first about the intellect. Now, our intellect is what discerns and decides. So, the whole basis of our interpretation of everything is our intellect. So, my buddhi, my intellect, is the one that interprets everything. So, when we are going through life, when we are experiencing life, then we are interpreting everything that's happening. And based on that interpretation, we respond. So, our response to life, which we call karma, is entirely dependent on our interpretation of life situations. Yes, and when we don't know Baba, then our intellect is pretty dysfunctional. So, how we see things, how we interpret things, and consequently how we respond or react to it is very different when we don't know Baba. But when Baba comes, Baba gives us the gift of divine intellect. And in Hindi it is called Baba is Buddhivano ki Buddhi. So he gives us the buddhi which makes us buddhivan. So he is the one who activates our intellect in such a way that we become sensible. So Maya makes us very sensitive, and Maya makes us so whenever we are in anything, we are in a situation of the body, relationships, money, circumstances, then the way we have been conditioned in Copper Age and Iron Age, we interpret everything in such a manner that it arouses emotions in us. So all our weak sanskars, sensitive sanskars, they get activated because of the way we interpret things. But when we start using our divine intellect, when we start using, when we imbibe Baba's knowledge, then our intellect becomes divine. And with yoga also our intellect becomes divine, with purity also. So as much as we follow Srimad, so have you read in the Murli that Baba always says that if you do yoga, if you listen to knowledge more and more, then the locks on your intellect will open. So when the locks on the intellect starts opening, then we start seeing differently, we start perceiving differently, we start focusing on different things. So our focus shifts, so our remembrance shifts, and then consequently our response also shifts. And then response is everything. So life is not what happens to you, but life is how you respond to what's happening. Okay, so that is the key. But the thing is, you see that if you keep reading this stuff also, like if you keep reading these quotations like life is not what's happening to you, life is the way you respond to it, you cannot change your response until the instrument which decides your response changes. So, what is the basis of our response to whatever is happening? Our basis of response is our intellect, our buddhi. And what is your buddhi filled with? Yes, so that's the question. So if my buddhi is filled with all the vicious dictates of Ravan, so if it is filled with Ravan mat, then obviously my response will be likewise. But if my buddhi is filled with Baba's knowledge, power, the power of purity, and then my buddhi starts functioning differently, then my response will be different. So Baba says that I give you the divine intellect as a gift. Okay, why gift? Because Baba doesn't want anything in return. Baba comes and just gives it to us. Yes, Baba comes and gives the divine intellect to us. But even if you got something as a gift, you have to use it, don't you? If you got something as a gift, but you're too lazy to use it, then can you take the benefit of it? So Baba says, so let's say somebody gives you a washing machine in gift, but will your clothes start getting clean on their own from tomorrow? No, you have to use the washing machine to clean the clothes. But the thing is, when you have a gift and then you have a choice, now you have an opportunity which you didn't have earlier. So Baba says, divine intellect cannot be bought. Divine intellect cannot be attained. Okay, so it can only be received as a gift from Baba. Because even if you do a lot of bhakti or whatever, with that tapasya also, you cannot attain a divine intellect. It doesn't work like that. Even if you go in the market and try to buy a divine intellect, you cannot get it. So Baba says, I come and divine intellect is given to you as a gift. But then do you use it? That's the question. And you see that in any case, even when we are not talking about the divine intellect, our intellect is the basis of how we respond to everything. So let's take one example. So when the COVID came, so in your intellect, could you see the coronavirus? You couldn't see the coronavirus. But we were educated about the coronavirus. And we were told that, it is on surfaces, it is on the hands, it is on this and that. So when you were educated about it, where did you hold that education? In your buddhi. Yes, and then your buddhi told you to stay away from surfaces. Your buddhi told you not to shake hands. Your buddhi told you that, you cannot hug anybody. So suddenly, all the way in which we functioned or responded started shifting, because there was a new addition of a new information into our buddhi. And it takes some time to internalize it, doesn't it? Because for at least 2 months, 3 months, you kept listening to it, but then you didn't understand that how you behave has to shift. But then slowly, gradually, it started entering your buddhi, and then it sat in your buddhi, and then it aroused emotions of fear, yes, emotions of feeling worried. And so this is why I'm saying that, when something enters your buddhi, now let's say you never knew that some vegetable can have tapeworm. But then suddenly somebody sends you a video where you're told that, this spinach or cabbage or this or that can have tapeworm. And then what you start doing is you start washing them 2, 3, 5, 10 times, which you didn't do earlier. So now your buddhi has kind of dictated how you respond to that same thing, or how you behave with that same, in that same situation. That response has completely shifted. Let's take another example in relationships. So let's say that somebody told you that, this person is carrying some disease. Okay, although they look well, they are carrying some disease. Then if you have a very ordinary intellect and it enters your intellect, then you will start having bias against that person. And then you will start feeling, you will start just observing some distance from that person or whatever. And these things happen when, the information of the world enters our buddhi. Okay, and I usually give this example, when you go to a garden and somebody tells you, so earlier you don't have the information, but then when you have the information that, you shouldn't go to a garden at night because trees are giving off carbon dioxide, they are inhaling oxygen, so then you don't go there. But in the daytime they are doing the opposite, so then you go there in the daytime. Why? Because it is all the information that you internalize which starts tweaking your behavior. But the difference is when the information from human beings starts entering your buddhi, then all that information is based on human dictates, Ravan's dictates, and what they make you is, they make you very sensitive, they make you react with negative emotions. This is why, in the world, people who know more are more negative. So people who have more knowledge are very negative. This is one thing that I have observed. And I will tell you one incident also. There was this brother, and he told me that I am very experienced and I know a lot about life, and you are a little girl and you are very naive, and this is why you can look at everything positively, but I cannot look at everything positively because I have seen life, I know the world. You people are living in a bubble, you don't know the world, you don't know how things work. So I told him, it's okay that you know the world better than me, but then I think that I'm good not knowing the world if this is what knowledge of the world makes you. So it's better that I don't know the world, and I would like to stay that way, because I don't think that knowledge should make you bitter, it should make you better. So according to me, your knowledge is not knowledge, your experience is not experience. I wouldn't count it as experience and knowledge. And in the Murli today, Baba tells that also. Baba says, even if you read the scriptures, the Shastras, that is also not knowledge, because it is not making you better, it is making you bitter. Is it not? If you read the Ramayana, then what is the lesson you get? You get the lesson that there is betrayal all around, and then you have to fight and you have to kill and do this and that. Or in the Mahabharata also, you have to kill to be. If you're righteous, you have to kill. So it is all making you bitter, it's not making you better. So Baba says, knowledge is not what you get in the world, and what you consume in the world in the name of knowledge is invoking your weak sanskars. Whatever you are consuming in the form, in the name of knowledge, is actually activating all your negative sanskars more and more. This is why Baba in the Murli today uses the word dirty intellect. So your intellect is now full of all that stuff that Ravan is filling inside you. And when your intellect gets dirty, then all your responses are based on vices. And people today say that I cannot live without lust and anger, and my greed is insatiable, and I feel a need for attachment, or I am suffering from ego. Why all of this? Because our intellect is all full of those belief systems, those what we have consumed in the name of knowledge, and what we have consumed in the name of being wise and being responsible. And so I will also share one incident with you which happened some days ago. There was this one Mata, and she came and she was just crying, and she didn't stop crying. And then I asked her, what happened? Then she said, my daughter, so I have two sons and I have one daughter, and my daughter married because married on her own accord. She had a love marriage, and she married someone she wanted to get married to, and then my husband disowned her and my sons disowned her, and for 7 years I have not heard from her. I don't even know where she lives. I don't know whether she is alive or not. And it really aches, and it aches my heart to think that I don't know my daughter, I don't know her whereabouts, but I'm a poor woman, I cannot help anything. All the members of the family are against this, and I don't even have any contact of her. Where do I go? Do I run around? She also doesn't contact us because she thinks that these people are capable of doing something gross also. So she also stays away. She also doesn't give her whereabouts. And then she was in so much pain, and then I told her, so okay, I understand that your husband belongs to a different generation, and it's okay that they had that belief systems, but your sons, they are young people, they are 22, 25. How do they not understand like this in this day and age? I don't think that many people react like this to this situation. Then she said, I don't know, my sons are bigger monsters than my husband. And she herself said that my sons are like, they have been trained to believe in these things so staunchly that they say that it's good to kill a sister, but it's not right to accept a marriage outside caste. So you think about it that so many things from the world have been fed into us, and then because of these things we engage in righteous hatred, righteous anger, righteous bitterness. We are harboring so much of hatred and anger inside us and saying that this is right, this is right. So Baba says your response, what sanskar will be activated, what quality of thoughts you will create in a situation, is all based on what is fed in your buddhi. And we have had 63 births of conditioning in Ravan Rajya, and in that conditioning so much has gone into our buddhi. And now Baba says that I am giving you the murli, I am giving you this yoga power where you turn your attention and you connect your heart and mind with me, and you pull it away from vicious people, because it is not just what we hear and listen, but when our hearts and minds are connected to people following vicious dictates, or they are connected to nature, even the food we eat, everything starts influencing our buddhi. So Baba says, withdraw your buddhi from vicious minded, vicious hearted. Every soul is right now following the dictates of Ravan. So just pull your heart and mind away from that and listen to me and clean your buddhi, and let this divinity, this knowledge retain in your buddhi. And when all of this starts entering your buddhi, then Baba says, I not only purify your buddhi. So obviously Baba purifies it from all the Ravan mat. So one aspect is cleaning, but Baba not only cleans it but also elevates our buddhi. So we are not only cleaned from Ravan mat, but our buddhi is able to see and experience much more than what we were allowed earlier. And today Baba tells us that with this divine intellect, you can clearly know the Father, yourself, and the three aspects of time. So when the more and more we take this gift from Baba through knowledge and yoga, through Murli, and through connecting our mind and heart with Baba, what happens is we will start seeing the Father more and more. How he is, what he says, what direction is he giving. Baba will start having a bigger place in our life, and we will start knowing the Father better and better. And then knowing yourself, because what we know right now about ourselves, or what we knew until we came to Gyan, was people's version of me. Yes, I didn't know me. I only knew what I had been told about me. So if somebody always said that you're lazy, I accepted I'm lazy. And then my hands and feet also started working accordingly. But now Baba says that no, you are the most active, alert, most attentive of all souls. You're the ones who are the powerhouse. And Baba says, now when you internalize what I tell you about you, then you will know yourself, you will see who you truly are. Because you see that ever since we are born, everybody is telling us about us. So people told you are a female, you are a male, you can do this, you can't do that. And then we internalized it and we became that. And now when somebody says that this is something that you were told, you say, no, but I am that. But you are that because you believed in that. Nobody told you better. So Baba says that you will start knowing yourself with this divine intellect, and also the three aspects of time. So your vision will start becoming very broad. And what does it mean when Baba says you will know the three aspects of time? So you see that when any situation comes up, or even when there is no situation, we have to take many decisions during the day. Yes, you have to decide what time you want to get up. You have to decide what clothes you want to wear. You have to decide what food you eat. You have to decide how much work you do or what work you do. You have to take so many decisions in your life, and every day. So you have to take decisions in the face of situations, and you have to take decisions just like that also. Many decisions you have to take just like that: what to eat, what to drink, how to manage your body, how to manage your time. These are decisions which you have to take anyway, even when there are no compulsions from outside. What to think, what not to think. So Baba says that right now we are not taking decisions in accordance with the three aspects of time. So usually, when we are presented with a situation, we start saying, the first thing we say is, I have not done anything, why am I receiving this? Yes, because we don't know our past properly. So when somebody knows the past, when we children learn about our journey of 84 births according to Baba's knowledge, then the first thing that happens is we stop asking why. We stop asking why. And majority of the time, the thing is, when something happens, we don't respond to it instantly and accurately both. So sometimes you respond instantly, but that is a negative response. Sometimes you don't respond instantly and you just keep delaying it because you keep asking why, and getting all emotional and teary-eyed because of it. So Baba says, you don't have to, if you don't instantly respond, then something you have to do instantly. Even if you cannot find a solution instantly, every situation demands a response, and that response has to be instant and accurate. Even if you make a decision that this doesn't need to be responded right now, that decision you have to take instantly. So there are some things which you don't have to respond to right now, but that decision has to be made instantly. So Baba says, when you are free from this mess of why this is happening to me, only then can you come to that place where you give an instant and accurate response. And then, so knowing the three aspects of time means knowing your 63 births of journey where you have done vikarma. And when you know that, it's a knowing. It's not like you know what you've done, but you know that I've been vicious and I've done many things, and it's okay. So when you know that, then you accept things the way they come, and then with that acceptance, you respond. And then knowing the future. What is knowing the future? Knowing the future means that you also have an aim for the future. You're not just reacting aimlessly. It's not like you think that, okay, when the situation is big, my response has to be negative, and then you keep responding negatively and saying, what can I do? What can I do? No. You know that whatever you are doing in the present has a bearing on the consequence that you will get in the future. So when you are responding, then you are also aware about what is it that you need in your future. So let's take a very household example, a very everyday thing that happens. So let's say there is a mother-in-law who is doing many things which the daughter-in-law doesn't like. Okay? But you also have children. So the daughter-in-law here has a mother-in-law and has a daughter or a son or children basically. So you see that if you don't understand that this is a karmic settlement, then you start being very bitter and being very rude to your elder, and then the daughter who is seeing it also does the same, or the son who is seeing it also will do the same in their future. So you have to understand that whatever you are doing, others are seeing. You are setting an example, you are creating a vibration, and also your own karma will have a bearing on the future. So we have to look at these situations, and then also that when the time of the property division will come, then the mother-in-law will not give you anything. So that also will happen. So that consequence will also follow. So Baba says that you have to be very aware of every aspect. So the aspect of the past, present and future. And in the present, when you have to respond, you don't just be, myopic, and don't just take one aspect into consideration and react. So, but this happens with a divine intellect. And I did not give you an example of divine intellect. I gave you an example of very mundane, wise intellect. But when you have a divine intellect, you are also concerned about the karma you are creating. You are concerned about the sanskar you are creating in doing so. When you are shouting at somebody, you know that the sanskar I am creating will cause me trouble tomorrow, or the karma I am doing is getting accumulated in my account. So Baba says this is the three aspects of time which you can see with the divine intellect. Then Baba says by having remembrance, you can imbibe all the powers in your divine intellect. Understood that the divine intellect will become very, very functional when you remember Baba and imbibe all the powers, the power of knowledge, the power of patience, the power of love, the power of tolerance, the power of humility. Everything will come in your intellect. A divine intellect enables you to experience the Trikaldarshi stage. All three aspects of time are clear in front of such a soul. It is said, whatever you think or speak, consider its past and future and then do it. By performing actions, knowing their consequences, you will definitely attain success. So if you just react because of emotions, then you will spoil everything. But if your intellect is in the right place and you are able to discern and decide appropriately and then perform actions, then Baba says you will attain success. Because usually what we do is we are mending something and breaking something. But then if you mend and take care that you don't break anything, so whatever is coming from the past, you are dealing with it, but you're also trying to see that you're not damaging the future too much. Then Baba says, when you do this way, then you will attain success, because usually we are reacting to the past and the present karma is damaging the future. Then how can we have success? So this is something. Then the slogan is, in order to make an accurate decision, stay in a carefree stage with your spiritual intoxication. Now, what is the opposite of carefree? It's fearful. So, let me give, from my experience, I know that, when anything, any problem comes up, our first response is fear. And your fear will drive you, your fear will give you many ideas. Your fear will give you ideas like, react, retaliate, run away, this, that, and the other. And then if you do that, then that will not be an accurate decision. So Baba says that even in the face of a situation, before you make a decision, so it's okay that you felt afraid, you felt triggered and all of that, but don't act out of that. Just sit in one corner and emerge your spiritual intoxication. Remember who you are, remember who is with you, remember, take Baba's light and might, and come to that place where you know that I'm a soul, I'm never born, I never die, nothing, no, I don't lose anything, I don't gain anything. Come to that place where you're carefree, where you don't, where you're not attached, when you're not, when you don't have any fears of losing this, that, the other. And when you are out of fear, when you are in that place where you are grounded and carefree, and that takes effort. You have to invoke your spiritual intoxication for that. You have to sit and remember Baba and come to that place of knowing yourself very deeply, and your true form is absolutely carefree. The soul has no worries. It's the body consciousness that is making you worry. So when you just wean yourself of everything, clean yourself of everything, and then you're in this carefree place, then you will make an accurate decision, because then you will make an accurate decision about what is the right thing to do, not about what is the right thing to do in the moment, but when you have a situation or this or that, but long term, what is the right thing? What is it that I want to uphold? What is it that I want to do? So never take a decision out of fear. Whenever you are in fear, just sit and emerge your spiritual intoxication. Come to that place of being carefree, then take a decision. That decision will be accurate. And what is an accurate decision? An accurate decision is when you don't take it today and repent it tomorrow. An accurate decision is a decision that you hold forever, that you will honor forever, and you will always feel that I did the right thing. Okay, so there is a question. I have phobia of heights, so I cannot go for rides in fairs. Last day I plucked up my courage and went for a ride, and I felt like I would die then and there. Will this problem go away through yoga? Yes, it will go away through yoga, because you have to tell yourself that I live in the world which is up, 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 above. So, you live there, and you are as a soul, you don't even have a ground there, but you never fall, and it is okay. So then if you can live there, what is the height here? And the more you think about the soul world and how you live there, this fear of yours will be gone. Okay, Om Shanti.